The story of the blue jackal. Deep in a thick forest, where the trees stood tall and the wind whispered through the leaves, lived a jackal. Like all jackals, he prowled the forest in search of food, but one day, he grew tired of hunting in the same places. Maybe I'll find something better in the nearby village, he thought, licking his lips as he imagined a tasty meal. So off he went, creeping quietly into the village. But no sooner had he stepped into the street where a pack of dogs spotted him. "Look! A jackal!" they barked and chased after him with snapping teeth and angry snarls. Terrified, the jackal ran for his life, rushing through narrow lanes until he entered into the backyard of a washerman's house. "Where can I hide?" he panicked, looking around. Then he spotted a large tub filled with a strange, blue liquid, indigo dye used to color clothes. Without thinking, the jackal leapt into the tub and stayed there, trembling as the dogs sniffed around outside. Luckily, they didn't find him and soon wandered off. When the jackal finally stepped out of the vat, he gasped. His fur was no longer brown and scruffy, it was bright blue from head to tail. "Wow! I look completely different," he thought, admiring himself in a puddle's reflection. "Even those dogs won't recognize me. Maybe the animals in the forest also won't either." With a sly grin, he went back into the forest, his blue coat shining in the sunlight. As soon as the lions, tigers, wolves, and other animals saw him, they stopped in their tracks. Eyes wide with fear, they whispered, What is that creature? We've never seen an animal like this before." Panicked, they all ran in different directions. "We don't know his strength or where he comes from," one tiger said. "Let's keep our distance. It's safer that way." Seeing them so frightened, the jackal puffed up his chest and spoke in a deep voice, "Why do you run? Don't be afraid. I am a special creation of God, sent to rule over this forest. The heavens told me that this jungle has no king, and I've been chosen to protect and guide you all." The animals bowed respectfully, still nervous but curious. The jackal continued, "From this day forward, I shall be your king. Under my rule, you'll be safe." The animals believed him. They made him king and followed his every word. The lion became his minister, the tiger his servant, and the wolf stood guard at his door. But the new king wasn't kind to all. He quickly banished every other jackal from the forest, afraid they might expose his secret. Days passed. The lions and tigers hunted for him, bringing fresh kills. He took the best portions for himself and gave the rest to his subjects. One day, while sitting proudly on his throne, the blue jackal heard a familiar sound, the howling of jackals in the distance. His ears perked up. His heart beat faster. Unable to resist, he threw back his head and howled too, loud and long, just like any jackal would. The lions and tigers froze. They stared at him in shock. "Wait a minute," growled the lion. "That's not a special creature. That's just a jackal, a trickster." The truth was out. With angry roars, the animals pounced on the blue jackal before he could escape. And that was the end of the jackal who tried to fool everyone. Moral of the story: pretending to be someone you're not doesn't last so long, the truth always comes out. A lie may give you power for a moment, but honesty builds trust for a lifetime.